Welcome, PPL fans. My name is PaullyMac, and today I'm bringing you a PPL D2 coach interview. Now, today I will be interviewing a man who is he has quite a fat team, and he is an analyst for the GBA, and he is the coach of the Maryland Torterrapins, Kelly, aka Under the Radar.
What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and I'm so freaking pumped for PPL D2. I cannot wait. I'm so freaking excited. It just every single day I get more and more excited.
Like I said, Kelly, you have a very, very fat team
I prefer
there.
to think of it as husky, and they like Twinkies, but whatever.
Well, let's be honest. You probably need to put them on Nutrisystem.
I mean, they're kind of on Slim Fast. However, the only problem is the Slim Fast gets drank by Gudra, and it doesn't go to Clefable or Milotic, and it just doesn't do any good, man.
Yeah, I think it goes right to Gooder's thighs as well.
Exactly.
All right. So, like I said, you have a very fat team. What was your draft plan going in? Did you just want a bunch of fat things? Did you have specific mons that going in you're like, I want this. I really need this. What were you looking at for your draft?
Going into the draft, I had a handful of Pokemon that I knew that I wanted. And I knew I wanted Mew and Manaphy, which clearly I did not get Manaphy. I also knew that I wanted Gudra, Jirachi, and Sandslash. I really wanted those. And I really, really, really like Bird Spam. So if I could have gotten Staraptor or Crobat, or honestly even something like Braviary just to punch holes with Brave Bird, that's really all I need, because I do play so defensively. I prefer to play max HP, max defense with coverage moves and just surprise the piss out of people.
Oh yeah, I mean I play a similar style. I play very bulky with just those couple of the offensive threats that just come in and hit things hard. So I definitely know where you're going there. And you said you wanted to spam things with Bird, and you got that in Crobat. You said you wanted Manaphy. As we all know, Monotooi got Manaphy. He let
I still
everyone
hate
know
you for that.
that. But in place of Manaphy, you got Milotic, which is
Oh
one of
my
the best
gosh.
higher format. Eats up status, also gets competitive. So if
Yep.
someone wants to defog Milotic, there goes bam, +2 special attack just like that, and Milotic will hit like a truck.
Yeah, exactly. There was one other thing that I really, really wanted going into this, and that was a fast electric type. And that kind of meant that I was stuck. Oh, pardon me, because I didn't want Raikou. I've used Raikou twice in leagues before. It's worked very well for me, and it's time for me to broaden my horizons, because once you stick to one thing, it just kind of becomes boring and you get a little sick. However, I wanted to go with something like Jolteon or Raichu. However, whenever the time came, both Raichu and Jolteon got sniped from me, so I was kind of sort of stuck with Magneton, which, I mean, I'm okay with. I just really, really, really despise 4 times weaknesses, which only
Oh
my
yeah,
last 2 picks have, so.
yeah. That 4 times weakness can be hard, but Magneton does have a great ability in Magnet Pull. Also gets analytics, so slow volt switches or volt switches on a switch can hit very, very hard. It can be a great mon that 4 times weakness of the ground, which Earthquake, one of the best moves in the entire game, just absolutely destroys him. I
Yep.
mean, unless you make it like physically defensive with an Eviolite, it's not taking Earthquake from anything. Even though I don't think it could anyway, even
No,
with
it
Eviolite
can't.
max physically
It
defense.
can't.
Now I think about it, but yeah, that maybe not the best electric type. I still think you got a pretty solid electric type there. You got a Dragon Fairy Steel Core in Gudra, Clefable, and Jirachi. That's probably one of the fattest cores you can see,
Well,
especially
thank
for
you. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to my little heart, and it makes me a little happy that you just said that. I'm
it,
smiling.
it's a very great core. It's a core that I myself envy because I would love to have a core like that if I had a draft team myself. Um, so you wanted those two specifically, or was there
I
another
actually
reason?
wanted Sylveon over Clefable. Whenever the draft was actually going around, uh, it in 4th round, it was coming back to me, and the person directly before me took Sylveon. So it was more of a, okay, I'm screwed. I don't know what kind of fairy type I want. I'm freaking out because I don't want Mega Gardevoir. I've used that before. I can't have Sylveon now. Fairy types, fat, of Clefable, and then it just kind of hit me, and I was kind of like, "Oh, shoddy, I'll make you proud."
Oh yeah, Shoddy. when you picked Clefable, Shoddy was very happy
Yeah.
to see that for sure. Sylveon, I'm a big fan of as well. There's not a lot of things that really do what Sylveon does. Clefable and Florges are really the only two who do like close what he does. But Clefable doesn't get Heal Bell, but he does have Magic Guard and Unaware, which are two fantastic defensive abilities.
And
And
if
you
I'm not
got
mistaken,
that.
it actually does get aromatherapy. So
Oh, it does get aromatherapy.
I'm
Oh,
pretty sure. If I'm wrong, then I'm an idiot. But if it does, then that's amazing. I'm pretty positive it does though.
oh, if it does, then you got that. You got a cleric right there on Clefable as well as Mew, which Mew, as cliche as it sounds, he's the definition of versatility. We don't hear that enough, but you have those first five picks: Mew, Milotic, Gudra, Clefable, Jirachi, all very like Gudra's UU and Milotic is UU, but they're all very high tier in this format. All do very well, and then you go and pick Sandslash. You go from picking two picks that are 15 million. Three of your picks have been 15 million. Your lowest amount of money you'd spend on a pick was 11, and then you go Sandslash, which is only 4 million. Which I'm sure a lot of people were like, "Wait, Sandslash? Excuse me?" And now I've seen it do work in the format. Some people may not have. What exactly was the thing about Sandslash that really made you want it?
Um, well, the one thing that whenever you look at my team and you see Milotic, you instantly think, okay, I need to bring an electric type to nuke this thing. You can't bring grass because I have Goodra with Sap Sipper. That's just
Oh
an
yeah,
instant thing for me to throw in there and soak it up. While I do have
absolutely.
things that can take the electric type hit, I wanted something that can scare it out and gain me initiative, along with possibly set up rocks. And there's
Hmm.
not honestly many ground types that can honestly, if you invest it correctly, it could be physically or especially defensive, depending on what how you run it.
Hmm.
And there's not many ground types that also get rapid spin that are decent outside of Excadrill. And of course, I would never pick Excadrill because I hate that Pokemon with a burning passion.
Well, also some hate from Excadrill. All right, good
Yep.
to see.
And by the
But
way,
yes,
Clefable does get Heal Bell. I just checked.
oh,
I
it
wanted to
does.
make sure I didn't look like a complete idiot. Just a mostly idiot type thing.
Yeah. So he does do a lot of the things then that Sylveon does. I guess I was incorrect there. I
Yeah.
just never seen Heal Bell on a Clefable because it doesn't really need to clear off stats for itself, and that gets so many other moves that are good for it that it doesn't really need stats. Anyway, I'm done with clarifying or talking about my. Um, so then Crobat, Magneton, to another. You went right back into the double digits in your price, like how much you spent. Both 10 million. Crobat, Magneton. You said you really want the bird, like bird spam. You really wanted electric type, even though it's not really the one you wanted. And then Virizion with your last pick. You had 7 million left. You went with Virizion. Did you just want a bulky grass type, or did you want a fighting type as well, or any specific reason that you took it? Like, what reason do you have with this pick?
There were a couple things that I noticed I didn't have. There's whenever you're in a draft based league, you need a checkbox. Honestly, you really do, and you need to be able to say, okay, I have my fighting spam, I have my rapid spinner, I have my defogger, I have my fat, I have my fat, I have my fat, I have my volt switcher, and and the couple things that I didn't have whatsoever were a fire type, a dark
Hmm.
type, fighting spam, and a bulky grass. I just hit my fan really hard. It really hurt. I'm sorry if you heard that. um, so it just came down to I really need a fighting spam because if you face a team that is really weak to close combat plus Stone Edge and you don't have that coverage, you could potentially lose simply because you don't have a key element in what could really destroy teams.
Hmm. Yes, and Rizion did get you those couple like a couple of those things that you were missing
Yeah.
for sure. You didn't really have the money to get the fire and the dark. Like you did just get the two there. And am I getting the justified the ability? Am I
Yep.
getting that wrong? It's just, okay, justified. So I mean, if someone does
I
go,
also was fairly weak to knockoff at this point in time with having an Eviolite user and Jirachi and Mew. I really wanted something that could be like, hey, don't go for knockoff, you'll regret it. And I think Virizion kind of does that because it
that's,
does have a very good mix potential with 90 in both attacks and
mhm.
129 in special defense. Just makes it just as fat as some of my other Pokemon, and that makes me happy.
Oh yeah, for sure. With two psychic types, having something that can take dark hits like that and definitely benefit, like something that will scare your opponent from going for a knockoff or a foul play or dark pulse or any dark type move. I could go on for days, but it's definitely good to have something to just eat those up. So Virizion was a great pick. Um, Looking at the other teams, what team are you most scared of to face?
Um, that's honestly really, really tough because it goes back and forth with a couple of them. I'm really, really scared, honestly, for my round one pick, my round one matchup, just because Carter has Mega Gardevoir, and Mega Gardevoir is so hard to prep for, just because it nukes everything that comes in. It's so hard. I'm also really worried about Monotooi. Jordinez is going to be really hard to take down with that Mega Scizor, Heatran, and Sylveon core. So there's at least 4 teams that I'm thinking about bribing them so I can win. So there's that.
Oh gosh, Bribe Gate, just what we need. PPL D2.
Definitely.
Um, you said Mega Gardevoir. That is definitely scary, and with the coverage he gets as well, getting
Yep.
Thunderbolt, Energy Ball, Focus Blast, like it gets pretty solid coverage.
Exactly.
Along
The
with
one thing that you would think would be able to switch into a Mega Gardevoir would be a freaking Steel and Psychic type. But it gets Shadow Ball and Focus Blast, which absolutely nuke even a Psychic and Steel type, so it's really hard to even plan for that with just simple typings alone.
absolutely, it's definitely something difficult to plan for. Now we just talked about what ones you're the most scared to face. What ones are you the most excited to face? Who do you think you either you match up well with them and you're excited to just kind of run over them, or maybe just are close friends with you that you're excited to face? Who are you most excited to face this year?
Um, okay, so for a couple different reasons, I'm excited to face 3 people in particular. I'm really excited to face Ruby because I have a really good matchup. Like I just there's certain things on my team that can wall him to death and back, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how he prepares for it and whether I prepare well enough and if I sleep on him. I really like
Hmm.
sleepers, and if he can come back and win, that'll be fantastic. And I won't even be salty just because we're all friends here.
Yeah.
Um, I'm also really, really looking forward to facing a Troy, just because we're the only 2 that didn't pick Megas in
Yes,
the
I was going to
entire
mention
draft.
that. I was going to mention that how neither you two had a mega. You're
Yep.
the only two to pick a mega. So
And that
yeah,
Regenerator core is going to be really fun to try to take down, considering the only things that he has to get rid of hazards are Latias and Honchkrow. So that means that he kind of has to bring Latias for hazard removal, and that's really nice to just kind of play around a little bit. And I'm really
well,
excited to play Lacen too, just because I love Lacen. I think he's an awesome
hell
hook.
yeah. Well, who doesn't love Lacen? I mean, come
Exactly.
on. But Troy also has Gliscor, which gets defog. You just gotta
But
forget the
then that
whole
means no
ability.
toxic heal, and then that means that he
Exactly.
dies to any poison type move. Poison type move. Yes, I
Defog.
Pokemans. I meant ice types.
Defog is clearly more important than poison heal. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I mean, if you do get up hazards on Troy, I mean, he's probably gonna have to bring in Defog Latias a lot of the time. So
Yep.
yeah, if you do get hazards on him and get rid of that Latias, you could have a lot of fun with that Regenerator core if you
Milotic
plan for him
says
correctly.
defog.
Oh yeah, Defog on my Milotic. Have fun with that. That'll go great.
Yep.
Um, okay then. So as I said, both of you didn't have a Mega. What was your reasoning for not drafting a Mega?
Oh my god, I messed up. Okay, so I oh, I didn't at the time. I didn't think I messed up whatsoever because I had versatility, I had bulk, I had power, I had everything that a person could want. However, I duplicated on some key roles in my draft,
Yeah.
so it kind of came down to well, time to play the piper and know that I messed up. And I mainly didn't want a Mega just because they're all so expensive. Like, what a Mega can do, you can get another Pokemon that's a lot cheaper to do. Maybe not as powerful, but you can put on a boosting move, make it faster, all this other type of stuff. So that
Yeah.
was my thought process with that. But yeah, I bunked up, completely bunked up.
Yeah, at least
Especially if I had followed my main instincts, because whenever I first got into the PPL, I started using a specific Mega. I knew for a fact that I loved it. I knew that I was good with it. I knew what it could do. I knew what it could take. I knew what kind of power it could dish out, and I just threw it all to the side and I said, no, you can sit on the bench because I'm not using you. It's just, I messed up
Yeah.
so bad. And I'm going to have to pay for it by shorting myself on other mons just so I can actually get a little bit better of a core. But
yeah, free agency. So you definitely think you'll be dipping into free agency a bit,
at
maybe
least twice.
at least twice. All right then. Um, okay, so is there anything you kind of talked about? You did bunk up. You had some teams that, or some moms on your team that had some kind of similar roles. What on your team do you feel you really needed that you didn't get? Like, if there's one thing you had to say you didn't get that you really needed, what was it?
Um, Truth be told, Arcanine. The one thing that I'm most comfortable with in this format is Arcanine. I love the different sets it can run. I've even run Assault Vest with special HP Electric to take out a freaking Gyarados on a switch in so it could intimidate me and all this other nonsense. But it's like I'm so comfortable with that Pokemon, and because I waited too long, I didn't get it, and it crushed my heart. It really crushed my heart. But
Yeah.
aside from that, I don't really think I missed out on much of anything aside from maybe a fire type. Like the fire type is the one thing that I think could cost me games if I don't fix it very, very soon.
Yeah, Arcanine did go very early, which I know Lacen got it, and I was talking to Lacen during the draft, and he was like, I'm going to pick Arcanine very early because I know a bunch of people are going to want it 'cause it's so good. It has so many different things you can run on it. So that's why I know he picked it, and I figured other people would want it, and obviously you were one of those people.
I wanted it.
And
I wanted it round 4, to be honest.
wow.
If I had gotten Mew, Manaphy, and Gudra, and then I had gotten Arcanine, I would have been the happiest camper in the entire world. But I missed out on 2 of them, so it's whatever.
It is whatever. You did get solid replacement for Manaphy. Unfortunately, you didn't
Yeah.
get a fire type, but
I'll make
you
up for
there.
it. You just watch. I'm going to draft
Oh yeah.
Magby.
I don't know if I believe you, so I'll just have to watch. Anyways, so last question. How do you think you will do this season? Like, how do you think you will perform this season? What are you bringing to D2 with your battling skills?
If I'm being completely realistic and I'm not being a cocky douche, I'm going to be completely honest and say I'm expecting me to finish around middle of the pack. I'm a middle of a pack battler. I'm not somebody that's a complete threat for every single battle. It's just I'm one of those people that I could either have a fantastic game plan, I could come in, I could make some amazing moves, or I just completely lose sight of what I need to do and I completely bunk up. So I don't really know if I had to give myself expectations. I would say finish middle of the pack, but a goal for me is to finish above middle. That's just my personal goal. However, my main goal is to show that bulk is better than offense. In the entire world, that's all I want to do because Dan, I think, did it pretty well in the GBA. It's my turn to do it here.
All right, I love bulk myself, so I would love to see you do it this season. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to have this interview.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. So all you people out there, make sure PPL D1 drafts happening soon, and soon you'll be seeing PPL D1 and D2 battles coming your way. So thanks for stopping by. Bye bye.
Bye.